Be back.
Welcome to day 6 of the van build, where I am installing my Nomadic X3 air conditioner. I'm super excited about this unit. It is massive, 12,000 BTUs. Let's jump right in. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm gonna cut the interior hole of this template that came with the AC, trace the hole, and decide where to place it on the roof. Just using it for placement so I know how far the AC is gonna butt up against my roof rack. So it's weird because it says 14 by 14, but this template, the hole is actually 13 and 3/8 by 14. So that's just kind of weird. Here I'm carefully measuring to make sure that I am able to center this template as best as I can, both from the back of my roof rack and from the sides. And then I'm putting a little dot in each corner. I'm using the 14 by 14 square that was sent with the roof mounting kit. I'm taping this down so it's secure and then using a Sharpie to go around the edge. This little trick was something really cool that I had seen from another YouTuber. She cuts the inside of the box and then tapes the box so it's sealed to the roof just outside the line that I'm going to be cutting with my jigsaw. This helps to collect all of the metal shavings. I didn't have a garbage bag big enough, so I'm using a shower curtain taped up under the van to catch what comes down when I cut the hole in the roof. Here I am trying to connect a hose extension into this vacuum so I can have the vacuum reach on the top of the van so I can vacuum up metal shavings as I cut the hole in the roof. Those metal shavings get absolutely everywhere. So I'm not going to make this mistake this time. I'm going to use a small drill bit to do my pilot hole and then graduate up more and more and more until the jigsaw blades will fit with enough room, because that was the biggest problem when I installed the Max fan. Gosh. Here I am drilling 4 holes in each of the corner as a starter for the jigsaw blade to fit. And I'm just graduating drill bit sizes, larger and larger, slowly drilling a bigger hole. Something I tend to do when I get nervous, I've realized, is procrastinate. So here I am eating some watermelon before I go ahead and actually use the jigsaw to cut the hole in my roof. I found best practice here was to cut a line, vacuum, cut a line, vacuum. It was an especially windy day, so that meant that the little shavings were literally going everywhere, even with the box. Here I am using a metal file to get the burrs off of the edge of the van. And as you can see, I removed the tape, but I should have left the tape on because I needed to spray paint the bare metal edges. I saw someone put spray paint into a little cup to make it easier so the paint didn't go everywhere, and I tried this in a styrofoam cup and this was a no-go. Up on the ladder again. At this point in the van build, I have definitely been on the roof more than I have been inside the van. It's really important not to leave any bare metal exposed from where you're cutting into the van, so I went ahead and sprayed my 2-in-1 primer and then sealed it with a gloss. I let all of that dry for a couple of hours and then removed the tape. Best thing ever, electric caulking gun. It was like 17 bucks on Amazon, but so worth it. If you cut it right, you will have much nicer looking sealant as your finished product. The electric caulking gun really helps. Actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to pull this tab here. Doesn't say. It doesn't say. I couldn't find anything online. I'm not really sure. I think we're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna open the back first. Okay. Yes, you're supposed to open the back. A little hole in the top. Stuff freaks me out. It's so toxic. This kind of screws on. And then in my gun, like so. All right, to the roof. I'm not gonna panic. Edge is down. We got it there. it stopped. And trust me on this, if you're going to be doing any kind of caulking, the electric caulking gun is so worth it. It just helps you get that perfect line. So I got this torque wrench to make sure I'm torquing the bolts on the AC correctly. Because the bolts are so long, you can't get a regular socket up there. So I went on Amazon and I got these massive sockets. So I hope they work. Let's see. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. I've never used a torque wrench before. We're gonna try our best and hope it works. But I need batteries. Let's hope I can find some batteries. We're going for 3.67. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my. How was I so far off? Are we sure? Oh, I don't want to tighten these too tight because I don't want to strip anything, but this is basically saying I'm only at like 0.2. And they felt pretty tight already. There we go. And then later, once the sealing is done, the faceplate will go up and it just screws right into the ceiling with little screws, and then you have your little vents. Oh, and it'll look nice and professional. I had to install this AC unit backwards because of where the support beams were. I didn't want to have to cut through the support beams, and in order to fit the 750 watts of solar and an Air Max fan, the layout just worked this way where I had to install the unit backwards. I'm pretty sure it won't affect wind resistance too much just because I'm going to have solar panels that are mounted up pretty high, almost flush with the top of this AC unit.